All right, and welcome back to the show. We have a fantastic one for you today, pork kebabs. We're going to show you how to get this marinated up, skewered up, and grilled up. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a marinade for our pork. So you're going to need a bowl with a little strainer in here. Now over here I have kosher salt, a cup of white wine, canola oil, dill, 3 lemons, some couple cloves of garlic, a few cloves of garlic in there. And let's show you how to do this. So the first thing we're going to do, this is a zester. Before we cut these lemons, we're just going to use some zest. Because once you cut them, you're not going to be able to get the zest out of there. This just gives a different flavor profile to the lemon. And we just want to zest all 3 lemons good. Just like that. Doesn't seem like this is going to make a difference, the outside of the lemon. And you also don't want to go down to where the part where you see the white part. So you want to go a little bit into it, but don't go deep into it like a rind, because you're going to get a not such a good flavor in there. So just a little bit of that zest in there, and you're good to go. Doesn't take long. And that's about it for this one. I just love the flavor of lemon zest because it just gives it a nice punchy feeling, fresh. And it just wakes up all the flavor in grilled foods. So if you're not using every part of your lemon, give it a shot, because every part of the lemon does something, except for the seeds. All right. Think we have enough. And outside the seeds, we're going to be using all the lemon as well too. All right, so that's our zester. Now we want our lemon. Squeeze that into there. Making sure you don't get the seeds in. Make sure all the seeds are out of there. Because we're making kebabs and they're going to be hard to pull out of your kebabs. So just make sure you get all those seeds out of there. Once you do that, cut the lemon, we're going to save it. Again, make sure all the seeds are out of there. Use your fingers so you can find them. And again, into a bowl we go with them. There we go. Make sure your lemons are all rolled out so you get the maximum yield out of the lemon. This way nothing goes to waste. And I'll show you on the next lemon, for those of you that aren't familiar with rolling out a lemon, how to do that. All right, let's open that up, find any seeds that are in there. It's 2 in there. So that's why you want to take your fingers and look through. That little chop. Now, a lot of people are concentrated so much on putting rubs, spices on their meat. And you have other things that are just natural from earth that bring in a lot more flavor than spices and rubs, like lemons, which are cheap, affordable, and offer a lot of flavor. Now let me just show you on this last lemon. When I say roll it out, this is what you want to do. Just roll it back and forth till it gets really soft. You'll even feel it. Just like that. Your hands flat. And now, it's very easy to get all that out of there, which you'll feel when you do it. So you want to use natural flavors in your cooking because they'll always beat out rubs and dry spices. And nothing will beat the flavor of nature. All right, so let's squeeze that in there. Also, a lot of people feel that when they get out on the grill and they're firing up their grill, they need to change everything. I mean, if you can do this in your oven, then you could probably put it on the grill. All right. There it is. Let's clean this up. We're not using this strainer anymore, so over to the sink it goes. Let's clean up our cutting board here. And now we're gonna do our garlic. So we're gonna take this, you got our garlic here, garlic press. And we're gonna add a couple of pieces to the garlic press. Give it a squeeze. There it is. Open up. Get the garlic out of there. And reload. This is a very simple marinade. Let's grab that out of there and reload. It takes no time also. And what did I invest so far in this marinade? 3 lemons, a cup of cheap white wine, and some dill. Not expensive ingredients. In most cases, if you go to the supermarket on the shelf, if you find a little 8-ounce rub, which you'll use the whole thing, it might cost you $8. You spend a lot more than that. And it's unhealthy. Just because you don't know what is in there if you don't make it yourself. Okay. Now it's time for the star. That's our dill. So I pulled out all the big pieces here and I pulled everything off of the vines. So what we're going to do is start off with just a quick rough chop. Just cut it just like that, just to get it started. fluff it up, and just give it a couple of rough chops. And we want to go fine with this. We're going fine with it so it can disappear into our marinade. So let's start going fine with it. Just turn it. Just like that is how you want to chop it, fine. And you can see as you chop it, it almost looks like fresh grass from a fresh lawn cut. And that's how you want it. And you can smell it, and it brings out all the flavor of the dill because it's a fresh cut. Just like when you cut grass for the first time, you can smell the fresh grass. Same thing here. It's bringing out all that aroma and flavor. And that's what you want, just like that. And I think I'm even going to go over this one last time. And that's it. Now into the linens and the garlic. We use up all of our ingredients here. Right. That's that. So now we have that. Gonna move this off to the side. And now we're gonna go in with our white wine. Just gotta eyeball this. I'm not sure, but we do have 2 pork loins here. This is our oil. Let me use all of our oil. And we're going to give it a whisk. And that's about where I think I want to be. There it is. That's our marinade. Very basic. Now what we're going to do is put this off to the side. And we're going to start cutting up, dicing up our pork loin. Let's get our cutting board. And let's get our pork loin on it. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to salt our pork loin. Now, if you cube this up, you're not going to know how much salt to put on this pork loin. So, salt it first. Salt it as if you were making a roast. And you'll never go wrong. So I'm going to salt that side. Turn it over. That's it. Onto the cutting board we go. And we'll salt this one. Same way. Get it over. And now you don't have to worry about over salting, because that's what I would put on if I was going onto the grill as a roast with this. Now we're ready to start cutting up our meat. Now these were the lemons that I left off to the side. So we have those, and we have our marinade. Now we just need to start cubing. I'm gonna use the same knife as I cut up everything with. This is why you see that green on it. I'm gonna put this off to the side, and I'm gonna determine how to cut my kebabs. I think I want them about there. Nice big pieces. And into this basket we go. There we go. Something like that. Now I'm gonna follow my fat line down. If I see any fat that I don't want, like this piece, I'm just gonna cut it right out of there. And into the basket we go. Again, like this, cut the fat off. And that's about where I want my kebabs. And into the basket we go. This way you're not putting all the fat in there. See, there's a piece of fat here. So I'm just gonna start shaving that, just like that. There's no meat on that. Start cutting down and start kebabbing. There we have it. Now, if you make smaller pieces, they're gonna kind of get lost when they start cooking. So they're gonna shrink. Now that would be a very fatty piece. I try to put these in the ends and burn them up. But I don't think I'm gonna use this fatty end because it's too much fat. It's not gonna render down. So that piece right here, we're not gonna use. I'm just gonna put it over onto the tray. We'll freeze it, save it for sausage making. Grind it up and use that fat. All right, here we go. It's a real fatty piece. So what we'll do is start cutting some of this fat off. Get a better angle of the camera here. Start cutting all that fat off because it's not going to render down. And you'll be stuck with fatty kebabs. Nobody wants to pull a fatty kebab out of their mouth. Little fat, it'll crisp up, that's fine. But a lot of fat is a definite no-no. All right, now we got that. Kebab them up. That's about where I want to be. Nice lean pieces. Throw them in. All right, here's the same piece, almost, a lot less fat. Just gonna trim around. This is why you want to use a couple of these, because this piece of meat, they're inexpensive, but some of them have a lot of fat on them. So you want to get that fat off and still have enough meat left over. Because you want this to cook fast, pretty fast, without drying this out, because it still is loin meat. So you still want to keep it moist. All right, now we're gonna examine this last piece and see if I even want to throw it in. So I'm gonna cut it this way. I'm gonna look at the inside, it's all fat, so we're not using it. Let's start with our second piece here. Let's half that up. Cut it into manageable pieces so you can work with it. And again, just start cutting that outside layer of fat off. Like that. Make it easy to work with. Get the fat onto the side. And just trim it up. Now we're not adding any salt to the kebabs because we added the salt on the outside, but you don't have to worry about the salt that is on the fat that I just cut off, because they're all going to mix in there together and they'll just salt each other up. See how I'm making the nice pieces here? Get a couple of small ones in between, because as you're kebabbing them, you might need that. All right, so here's that fatty piece on the end. We're gonna cut that right off, and we're not gonna use that piece, but we will save it for sausage. And we're gonna cut the fat off of that end and just trim it up nice. Like that. We're gonna move that off to the side, and now we have our kebab meat. Get that piece of fat out of there. That one too. And that's what you're looking for. Just like that. Get that piece of fat off of there. All right, that's it. That went really fast. And we're gonna do this piece next. And we're just gonna slice down this way and just get that piece of fat right off of there, because I'm not gonna use any of that. So we're just gonna cut that right away. There is no meat on that. You can see all that fat. By the time you start cutting through there, it's not going to work out too good for you. So let's cut around. Same with this piece. We're going to cut around. Look at it. Put this off to the side. And I'm going to start kebabbing these. Now, I'm going to see if I see any fat in here. These look pretty good. We're going to cut this piece down. As you're cutting, you're looking for fat. Looking for anything. There's a piece of silver skin on there. Looking for anything that could ruin a bite. Anything that you have to pull out of your mouth and chuck away, get rid of. There we go. I see a piece of silver skin in there, so we're going to cut that piece out and just cut that piece right out of there. Piece of silver skin on the end, cut that off. And we're good to go. Cut the little piece off of there. And I think I'm going to save that piece for sausage too. And here we go. Last piece. And you'll just get the feel of it as you're cutting. You'll see where all the fat is on the fatty pieces. That piece too, like I said, save it for sausage. If it looks suspect, save it for sausage. And this piece here, it's a little fatty. And we can just open it up and cut around the fat. That's got silver skin in it, so we're skipping that. And I think I'm even gonna skip that one too. That's it. All right, so I just want to show you our yield. This is what's left over from that whole loin. This is all the fat. It's a lot left over. So this is why you want to use a couple of these if you kebab them up. And I'm going to use all this for sausage meat. I'm going to grind it down. Nothing goes to waste. So let's get this off to the side. That's great fat for sausage, so don't throw that away. Let's get that up. All right. So here is our meat. So the linens in there, like I said, don't throw them away. And we're just gonna give it a quick toss. We're not adding any more salt because we already salted it. And here's our marinade. And over with our marinade we go. Give it a little bit. Start turning. Just like that. Now, after this comes out of here, I'm not going to let it stay in this. I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag. And I'm going to just push down all the air. And show you how that looks in the Ziploc bag. So we have that there. That's how you want it. You want it to marinate. This is our Ziploc bag. And in to the Ziploc bag we go. Just like that. Get all the juice in there too. All that marinade. And overnight, this goes. In the fridge. All right. Just like that. Just wipe my hands. Now here's the rest of the marinade. Into the bag it goes. Just like that. Let's just wipe our hands so I get a good vacuum here. And you want to get a good vacuum. So just like that. And when you get down to the last opening of the bag, you want to get that air out of there. So I'm going to bring the air up and the marinade up and get all the air out of the bag by pushing down and bringing that marinade right up to the hilt of the bag. Just like that. And locking it in. And now it is fully marinated. And lay it flat. And put it in the fridge. Just like that. And now you could just turn it. And now you could see all of that beautiful marinade. And now your kebabs are ready. That's it. So we're gonna go overnight with this, and we're gonna come back and show you how to get this skewered up. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, it's day 2, and our meat is nice and marinated. So we're gonna show you how to get this kebabbed up in just a few here. But first, before we do that, I'm gonna show you a quick potato dish. In here I have diced up potatoes. Very simple dish. So what we'll do is we'll go in with some salt and just salt them. Give it a toss. A little bit more salt. Give them a toss. We're gonna go in with a little vegetable oil. Nice, cheap vegetable oil. And we're gonna give them a toss. Pepper, black pepper. This is a heavy gauge. Give them a toss. And the easy part is you can see where you stop and start it from, because you can see the pepper. And I'm gonna go for just a little bit more because I like mine with black pepper. Just a little bit more. All right, and rosemary. This is diced down fresh rosemary, and you want to use fresh for this. If you have dry, that's okay, but you're not going to get that flavor. Give it a toss. Very simple, fast meal. Now, you could either go in your oven with this at 350 for 45 minutes to an hour, but we're going out on the cooker today with it, because I like to cook everything outside in the cooker. And that's it. Okay, now that we have that there, let's get this off to the side. And we're gonna bring in our black, nice big cast iron. And into the cast iron they go. Quick shake. Get all that leftover ingredients in there. I don't like to waste anything. Okay, and let's just separate them out. A half hour into the baking, you gotta give them a shake. All right, and that's that. Let's get this out in the cooker, and we're gonna get our kebab skewered up. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, this is what we're rolling with today. Coyote's 36-inch charcoal grill, and also the Even Embers pellet grill. I have a complete breakdown of these two grills. I'm going to leave a link in the description, the other videos that they're in. This way, if you'd like to see the complete breakdown of these two grills, they're right there. We're getting these onto the pellet cooker. I'm rolling at about 350 right now. I'm going to get these on. And that's it. Right onto the cooker they go. I'm gonna come back, check them in a half hour, turn them, stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, now that we got our potatoes on the grill, it's time to kebab up. So here's our kebabs. And these are our skewers. And we're just gonna, I'm not gonna show you how to put all of these on, but we'll just get them started. Now, I like these double skewers because all I have to do is just keep turning one side, just like that. And I can just turn the other. This was an early gift, so I'm using them. I don't know where they came from, but it was an early gift. Okay. These are very nicely marinated. All right. Make sure they're even. Don't overload them. Get a couple more on this one. Just like that. I think I can get one more on. And one more on the other one. Let's go the long way. Oh, that's not going to make it, so we're looking for a smaller one. And I think that's perfect. All right, so I'm going to get to skewering these up and we'll meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, our fire's lit. We're gonna let this stabilize. Put down our hood and get our kebabs on. And while that's going, let's check on our potatoes. Look at those. They're doing pretty good. I'm gonna give them a stir in a little bit. And our timing should be good with our kebabs and our potatoes. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we're ready to put our kebabs on, so here we go. Now our fire is cooking nice. So this is what we're gonna do. We're going to crank our fire up to the top, all the way up to the top grate, just like that. And we're going to start to get these kebabs on. That's it. Let's close her up. We're going to roast them on each side, and then we're going to get them up top. And now we're going to check on our potatoes. And we're going to give those a little flip. They're coming along nicely. Very nice. And this is what you want. You want them to be crispy. Just like that. Nice roast potatoes. All right, we'll see you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Let's give these a quick turn. They're cooking pretty nice. Look at that. That's just a lot. Right there. Get her closed up, stabilize. Okay, They're cooking pretty good. And now we're gonna go up top with them. So let's just move them up to our top rack. Just like that. And now I crank the fire down and I just move these up to the top rack. And I'm gonna stabilize them again. Let them cook just a little bit more. And we're gonna pull them. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, total cook time for this is about 13 minutes, so I feel we're gonna pull. We don't want to dry this out. So as soon as you see some of that white meat coming through, they're done. And those are beautiful kebabs. Flip this one. I'm going to turn this one. All right, we're going to pull these. They're done. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and we're here. We're on the chopping block. Let's see what we got. Look at that. Here is our kebabs. Let's just get this off to the side. Now, look how juicy those look. With loin meat, you don't want to dry it out. So that's why I said you pull them early. So we're going to get one on the chopping block. We're going to pull one off. And we're going to just cut into it to show you where we're at. Look at that. Nice, juicy. You can see that juice coming through there. And let's get a Pitmaster taste. Squeeze a little lemon on there. Roasted lemon. Wow. That's excellent. All right, let's show you how to plate this up. We're going to go in with a nice plate. We have our roasted potatoes here. So we're just going to go in like this. You can hear how crispy they are. Almost like French fries. And that's what cast iron does for you. Put a little bit more there. Then we're going to follow up with one of our nice kebabs here. Just like that. And then on the same plate, we're going to go in with some slaw. Homemade. This is carrots, in it. And a very old school raisin slaw. That's what we're using today. All right, we got that. We're gonna just garnish now. A couple of nice cherry tomatoes right across. And just to represent, a piece of rosemary for our rosemary potatoes. Just like that. And there you have it. A beautiful lemon dill kebab plate. With roasted rosemary potatoes and slaw. All right, we're gonna get situated here and we're gonna meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is. Lemon dill kebabs. And if you like this video and more that are about to come, please hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little bell, this way you get the videos first. Again, thank you. We enjoyed having you. Hope you enjoyed it. And gotta get that little Pitmaster taste.